monastery, our home monastery located in upstate New York. Khenpo Ugyen is an accomplished teacher and meditation master, and was appointed to the position of Khenpo, or abbot of KTD, by His Holiness Ugyen Trinley Dorje, the 17th Jawa Karmapa, the head of the Karmakagya lineage of Tibetan Buddhism. Translating for Khenpo Ugyen tonight is Khenpo Sangye, himself an esteemed teacher and as well a Khenpo. We have with us tonight the spiritual director of Architects in Jacksonville and all centers in the state of Florida, Lama Losong. Also from Hay River, Wisconsin Center, we have Lama Yashe, who is a very strong supporter of this center and has helped to bring this center into being, along with the efforts of so many Khenpos, lamas of our lineage, the board of directors of Architects in Jacksonville, and of course, all of you who have made this possible. So this is a new beginning this evening, a new chapter in the history of Architects in Jacksonville. We are delighted that you're here, and we thank you so much for your support. This weekend, Khenpo Ugyen will be teaching on the Chinrezig practice. This is one of the principal generation and completion stage yoga practices of our lineage, and its focus and primary purpose is the cultivation of loving kindness and compassion. Khenpo will be teaching both Saturday and Sunday on this topic. But tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock, Khenpo will consecrate this center, and we invite all to attend. This will begin at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning, followed by a teaching, and then we'll be following the regular retreat schedule for the weekend that's usually followed by KTD, our home monastery. Tomorrow evening, beginning at 7, we'll be offering refuge. That is the formal ceremony by which one becomes Buddhist. And immediately following that will be the Chinrezig empowerment. Thank you very much. And now, Khenpo Ugyen.
Good evening and Tashdele, everyone. Usually for the public talk, we don't have any opening chant, but somehow tonight is the first teaching into the first center. Therefore, to make a very auspicious beginning and connection with the kind permission of Tempura, I'm going to chant what we call the Tashi prayer at the beginning. If you know that by heart, you can join with me. If not, then you can just meditate. It will take only 2 or 3 minutes, and then Khenpo will start talking about tonight's event. Thank you. Prashidele, everyone who have come here today. So I feel very fortunate to be here tonight to talk about the Dharma, which is a result of the great effort of the Jacksonville, all members presided by the director and all the members and all of you who have connection with Jacksonville, we have produced this wonderful new center, and because of that, I had a great opportunity to be here tonight, and I feel very fortunate and very happy. So as far as from the dharmic point of view is concerned, to have such a wonderful center here is also a great fortune of the general public of Jacksonville. Because if there are some people who would like to practice Dharma, if you don't have a good place to practice Dharma, then it's very difficult to get all the conducive conditions for your practicing Dharma. So first thing we have to have is a good place where we can practice Dharma. That is what we call the center, and that we have right now. So since the only cause of pleasing Buddhas and Bodhisattvas is benefiting others, therefore, to have a good center means to become a good service to general public, which means we are also, this is the best way of serving the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, and of which the embodiment of our Lord, the Karmapa. So this is the best way of serving him and pleasing him, to have a good center. The main primary benefit and purpose of having a good center is to benefit others and to please Buddhas and Bodhisattvas and to accomplish the wishes of our Guru. So these three are the main purpose and benefit to have a good center. So, to get to the point, the title of tonight's public talk is meditation about how to bring peace or inner peace or peace in our mind. Peace to our mind or in our mind? You have to correct my English, okay? Even though there are many different varieties of the causes that cause us suffering or mental problem, and one of them is that not to because we expect people don't act to us as we expect them. For example, we don't get respected as much as we expected. So many factors expected, expected, and so on. So in generally speaking, in society, we get lots of mental problem of how people act against us. not respecting as much as we expect them to, and not caring for us as much as we expect them to care for us, and so forth.
And then Jamgom Mipham Rinpoche, that larger and then London, the Tsikang J, the message
So since whatever I teach or I talk, even in the public talk, of course, my talk is based on the Buddhist teaching. Therefore, today I'm going to base specially 8 lines or 8 words that was taught by the Jamgom Mipham Rinpoche, which you can say his instruction or his general advice or whatever, but this is a very beneficial for our daily life. Therefore, I'm going to teach based on that 8 lines of the Jamgom Mipham Rinpoche's advice.
And then Garazon Tambozi, Rangju Dong, Namge Hayam Gu, Rangla Gubodong, Tibudong, Pusha Jagan, Nebala, Sem di Kangaji, the Kangasela di Chico Caribon, Rangju di Jambo, Kane Kajasin, Jambo, Sem Samroji Dang, Jangdendi Samro. Then really Jawaji, Parijaba in Nayam, Jangdingi, Tone, Jabo, then Luma using the Jawajan, the Jambagi to the Drona, then me Mathe, then Namgate Hatam Jayam, around the Kuwatum, Pushatum, Nimu Chigere. Then I Namgate High Guban Dijana, then you have Shida Lato, then Niwa in Tamjige, Pushabjige, Tizo Pushabjige, then meet the Guban Puti, Ranshingi, Jumbi. There are then the Congo Gushab Super Nebala, then Jumbi send Kamel Day, they said.
So as I said earlier, that one of the cause that we don't get mental peace or the peace of mind is that people don't care for us as much as we expected. So if you really want others to be nice to you, then the first line of this 8th line, Jamgom Mipham Rinpoche said, Rangju Changna Namki Khayam Gu in Tibetan, which I have translated as, if your mind stream, in Tibetan we say Sen Gu, that's why I put the mind stream, that's how it is translated. It just means the mind. Okay? So if your mind stream is honest, even the gods in heaven will be pleased. That means if you really want to be treated as much as you expected by others, then the first thing is you have to be very honest with your speech, your mind, mainly mind, and of course, and your physical action, everything. Then, as Jamgom Mipham Rinpoche said, if your mind stream is honest, even the gods in the heaven will be pleased. That means even includes the human. If even the gods are pleased with you, then no need to mention about the human. That's what it means in Tibetan. Yang even means. Then Khenpo also explained there are so many non-human, which we call the evil spirit or whatever you say, the local deities. If you are really honest with your mind stream, with your every action, then they are naturally very pleased with you. They are very happy with you. Then if they are happy, then their action against you will be the good one, right? Therefore, we have to be very honest with everything you do, with your physical action, your speech, and of course the mind is the main cause. Therefore, he said, if your mind stream is honest, even the gods in the heavens will be pleased. Then no need to mention about the human being.
Anybody da Rangla Gujabdan Tigur Jagam Medu, Rangi Walla Du Matu, Rangi Wang the Du Matu, the name Rangi Kala Mikene, then Dela Tene, 되네 샘기 강일 지경이요 말에 다네 랑기 칼라니까 랑기 왕도 뒤로 랑기 방도 탐지 랑로 코르 투버지 제보고 디제알라 탑시 바르고 어디 담버리 가면 있어.
Then again, Sam, another the cause that will make us problem, mental problem, is again in society, people don't obey you, right? They don't listen to you, and they don't act whatever they act in against your wishes and so forth, and then that causes you lots of mental problem again. Therefore, for that antidote, then the second line here, Mipham Rinpoche is mentioning.
그 강화를 써야 되지도 가리고 그러잖아. 근데 미시상나 탐제念다고 있어. 다 내가 내는 미시상도 당된 제바 있나요? 시가의 주부 당 때문에 강도 정보지 차고 있나? 다른 대형 때문에 가려고 근데 당된 뒤돌아 시가 정보 칸에 계자시는 정보 영화기 강도 저런 정보 미술통내야 이동과 근데 생기 강도 근로에 돈이 되나요? 정보 진행되네 강도 시주 정보는 시주 정보는 시주 야보지 유너 근데 담제 년도도 나 람로 년년 거 있나요? 대마에 뭐 독자시 있나요? 대마에 뭐 콜로마 있나요? 근데 람이 년도도 근데 담제
And in second line, Jamgom Mipham Rinpoche says, if you have a noble character, everyone will gather around you as your relative. So the first line he says is necessary, important for us to be honest, but just to be honest is not sufficient to have a harmonious society again. Even you are very honest from inside, mentally, but if you act in a very wrathful way or short-tempered way and so forth, then again it causes us a problem. Therefore, of course, it's very important for you to be honest with everyone. At the same time, also you should have a very noble character, means very gentle nature of your nature should be very gentle. The way how you speak with people should be very soft, very pleasing way, and then how you act physically with others should be very gentle way, very nice way. And then, of course, mind is primarily always be full of the positive qualities on top of being honest. Then it says, if you can have this very noble character, gentle character, then everyone will be gathered around you as your relatives. Just like the bees get around the lot of flowers which has nectar in it.
somebody samba sama rangi le lamge samba kibo meba chi kane jo kan te ne jong yo te na le lambi lamdo medo kare je na yang te ne lamdo medo chegi tone je na lamdo medo ji dengi tone je na lamdo medo te ne medeva deva di jummato medeva di togo ne junje meva babyong de dela tenne tenne semge gamen cheju chi tunji.
And again, the another cause for your mental problem is again when things go wrong. For example, if you want to accomplish something that cannot be accomplished, if you don't want to encounter something, that just you have to face that without any option and so forth. And these are again another cause that cause your mental problem.
디 강렬당 생기 중에 세야기 체도라 되네 가래고 가래 잡고래 가래고 삼바성이라는 게 대당 남바군도 내가 말하고 삼바성도 다 삼방년마에나 삼방년마라 때문에 영화 이승기 저런 데는 맞아 이래라 때문에 데뷔기 된 메도 미디어들이 토도 버리는 거를 대당 남바군도 때문에 생전에 자신 최종 관계진 되는 거라 팬도들이 상관없고 내가는 체육이 상 남면 내가 때문에 장바도 니지 팬도들이 상관없고 있고.
And for that, Jamgom Mipham Rinpoche says in the third line, he says, if your mind is kind, your path and activities will be virtuous. So, whatever activity is performed with your physical and verbal or speech, with a positive motivation, kind mind, then that will be very easily accomplished and also very beneficial for oneself and for others. If you try to accomplish something out of negative mind, let's say like jealousy and so forth, then it will not be accomplished. Even it is accomplished, it will be not beneficial for anyone. Therefore, the main primary cause for us to accomplish anything that is beneficial for oneself and other is to have a kind heart or kind mind. I just put mind is kind because in Tibetan it says sampa is mind, zangna means good mind, which means the kind mind. So it says if your mind is kind, your path and activities will be virtuous. Virtuous, again, the definition of virtuous, because the virtue here is the translation of Tibetan word gewa. So I should give you the definition of that word, not the word definition from the English dictionary, because I really don't know exactly what it means, because I'm not really an English speaker. So virtue here is being used as an English translation of the Tibetan word, the gewa, of which the definition is anything that is beneficial to oneself and for others is virtue. That's the definition of gewa in Tibetan. So generally speaking, relating with this advice, we have a proverb, right? Proverb, saying, proverb, right? Proverb. My tongue is a little proverb in Tibetan, which says, Samba Sangna Satang Lamyang Sang, which means if your mind is positive, the path and the bhumis or the path or the ground are also positive. Which means if you have a positive motivation, then whatever you do will be accomplished in a positive way. And then next one is says, Samba Ngena Sata Lamyang means if your motivation or your mind is negative, then the path and the result or the earth also will be negative. That means if you try to accomplish something out of negative motivation, then whatever accomplished out of that motivation will be negative one, which means will be a harmful one for oneself and for others. Therefore, to have a positive motivation, a kind mind is very important.
다들 문중으로 주지 시시면 시가 가려져. 근데 내가 상지 좀 된데 쇼부에 걸라. 근데 정보니 이제 다들 또弄啥的。근데 정보 지기弄啊的，근데 상지 좀 된데 그래서 수념을 폐기를 그래서 폐기를 근데 수념等的写有嘛的，대인당 콜라 타마 대요嘛的，근데 대매도 근데 콘도산이 또 근데 상지 수념을 수념写才呢 근데 양방을 좀더 지게弄给那个给了上去的他们公司能他们搞一个车厂给了对后来让我的
상계 기능, 인데,
那
상계 기능, 인데,
上去不能
So I am going to tell you a history relating with this. When Buddha was on our earth, the Shakyamuni, our historical Buddha, Shakyamuni, there were two beggars, begging beggar. And of course, and Buddha was also begging for his food, which is called the begging alms. So one beggar went to beg some food from Buddha before he got something from benefactor. Therefore, there was nothing Buddha had to give to him because he didn't get the arm yet. So his begging bowl was empty and there was nothing Buddha had to offer. And then the beggar became upset and angry and because he didn't get anything from Buddha, because Buddha didn't have anything to give him. And then he just went with after becoming upset and angry. And then the other beggar came after Buddha received his alms and also he consumed his meals. Then there was leftover in his begging bowl. So Buddha had something to offer to this beggar. So he just he gave whatever leftover was there in his begging bowl to the next beggar who came after Buddha received the alms.
이 제라 되는 방언이 정보니 투고 투는 계자시 근데 체랑라 되는 사야 가요 근데 방언 이메마도 나라 하나라 상지 하나 근데 제마도 되는요 당나도 상지 무슨 소를 먹어서 배도 잡고 배하고
Then later on, these two beggars came together. They met, right? They came together and they talked about the alms they got on that day. And the first one said, "Today I didn't get anything. Buddha didn't give me anything." And the other one said, "Oh, I got a lot from Buddha. He gave me so many, so much, and I'm very full now."
근데 방에 말하던 그 콘로선에 나라 왕세지에 나는 예들이 상지 고등제가 정말 계급적인 계급식의 시험이 있어요. 앞으로는 대대지 상반이
So the one who didn't get anything from Buddha became more upset, more angry, and he had a very strong negative thought, thinking that if I have the power today, I'm going to behead, right? Behead Buddha, including all his followers.
근데 이 손님 라틴 칼라 라틴 되게 나라 주 주부지 얘네들이 상지 비도라 근데 다발 손님 초밥이 샤자를 샤비
Then the other one who got food from Buddha had a very positive thought, and he said, "If I am a very wealthy and rich person, I would offer Buddha and his follower everyday meals at the lunch." He had this thought.
근데 이 코로나니
And they didn't only have thought, they also talk in that way. The other one said, "If I have power, I'm going to behead Buddha, including his all followers." Then other one said to him, if I am rich enough or I'm a very wealthy person, I'm going to offer him arm every day for lunch.
얘네 대개제 단에 라마서서가 가봐요. 얘네 정부들이 제로 이쪽이 포장이 고 작업 침몰에서 되지와 얘네 얘기입니다.
한국 상반하고 있죠.
좀
Then that's the last name. Then they departed, right? They went their own way separately, and then the one who didn't get slept, right? Past tense, slept, slept at the gate, the main gate of a royal palace.
얘네 다 작업에서 얘네 신가시네 다 포장하는 마치로 치료를 합니다. 치료를 참여하는 얘네 프랑스 방인바되게 얘네 방도 제가 신가비 포장들을 니고도 제가 싱가포르비 깨라 참여 얘네 포장들을
So he was sleeping at the side of the gate of the royal palace. At that time, the king with his retinue again. A retinue is better or entourage is better for the king? Same, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So anyway, his entourage, entourage, it came out for sightseeing on a chariot, right? Then, because of that negative thought he had, accidentally the wheel of chariot run over, right? Run over his head, and he was beheaded right there.
얘네들이 지구들이 나만의 주의나 주도적이나 성질을 쳐놓는 되는데 얘네
And then the other one who had the positive motivation or thought of making offering to Buddhas, including his followers, if he was rich enough, went to a different place and he was again sleeping there somewhere.
얘네들이 농가들로 제로 동네 제로 사바 코리아 모든 것들에 하고도 다 제로 사바 코리아디 미 소남전지 초를 했습니다. 미 소남전 관계지는 나서면 다 정면이기 때문에 다지 당면 처리하는 그렇게 돼요.
So that village where the other beggar went and slept, recently lost their king. So they are looking for a new king, and they would like to have a person who has accumulated enough merit to become a king. So the people in that village were searching for a special person to be appointed as their king.
얘네들이 정도의 신동직치가 신동치를 얘들 다 파랑 얘들 니나 신동직나요 니마 편에서 시작이요 니마들 투레잖아요 그런 신동직나들 파마도 이제 신동직나들 니마 되네잖아요 신동직나들 그거 얘네들 제법 그거도 저기 미디즈네들 얘네 컨트롤 통네 다디 미케버진지레들 니마 되네잖지 니마 소셜 포데긴데 얘네 디 미소남제 디케버진지레들 얘네 디 미디티네 얘네 제법
So the beggar who had this positive thought was sleeping underneath a tree. And usually when the sun goes, then shadow also moves, right? For example, if you are sleeping here, sun comes here, then if you are sleeping here, then you have the shadow. But when sun goes there, then you don't have the shadow anymore. You got the sun, right? That's the way how it is in general way. But somehow, because of the power of his positive thought, the shadow never moved. Even sun came there, he was still under shadow. Then the people who are looking for a new king saw him, this amazing thing, and they thought this person must be a special one because even sun is there, he is still under the shadow, and then therefore he must have accumulated very special merit.
콜디 제보 룽바디 제보 차 제보 그 얘네 그런 게 라바나진 얘네 상제보 상제보 뭔가지 대연시 최고 그 수능이 초사야지 고가도 준다.
So they decided to appoint him their king, and then he became a king of that village. Then, of course, when you become a king, then you have lots of things to make offer. Then his wish was accomplished, making offering to the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, and he furthermore accumulated lots of merit by that positive activity of making alms or offering alms to the Buddhas and his retinues.
디장 때문에 다 삼마상나 랑게 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 레람 되네 상대게 된 탐지 두 미디어가 탐지 미중에게 이 강면대 세거나 되네 다 되는 거 삼마상 되네 공지치고.
So, therefore, as Mipham Rinpoche said here, if your mind is kind, your path and activities will be virtuous. And from both of these, the history of this from the sutra and what Mipham Rinpoche said here, if you want to accomplish something, then you must have a good intention. You must have a kind heart. If you have a kind heart and a good intention, then whatever you do out of that intention, a good heart, will be beneficial for oneself and for others.
아마바디 시바로 시바디 가르스나 걔네 이양 샘기 동일당 강면대 직관의 정도였잖아. 대신에 발랐더니 정도였더니 대인당 걔네 샘기 미대와랑 강면동에서 양 걔네 촉진의 신기 다 랑자가리 마시 도자가리 마시 두멜기 주가리 마시 대외기 주가리 마시 보고를 대시열을 시인 보고를 대인당 걔네 시인이나랑 시인이나랑 그런 촉했어 다 삼백이 된 단계 그런 촉을 두게 시인.
And another general cause of our problem, whether mental problem or physical problem, whatever, is lack of wisdom, lack of knowledge. If you have not enough knowledge, what to do and what not to do in order to produce happiness and in order to pacify suffering, then you will be ended up doing the wrong things. Even you want the good the result, but you are doing the cause for the bad result, then of course if you accumulate the cause for that bad result, then you get that bad result. Therefore, Mipham Rinpoche said, if you are endowed with wisdom and good qualities, everything will be perfect and splendid for you. Therefore, you must have a wisdom of, in Tibetan we say langdor. Langdor means the wisdom of giving, practicing and giving up. So that means what causes what causes suffering and what causes happiness. And then if you don't have this wisdom, depreciating the causes, then this is a natural law. If you accumulate the cause of suffering, then there's no way you can escape the result. You have to go through that result. Therefore, it's very important to have the wisdom, enough wisdom to see which causes which result. And that's what he says. If you are endowed with wisdom and good qualities, everything will be perfect and splendid for you.
마바디 가리를 때나 양 셈바키부 네바 줄지 간의 용기를 때나 탑질라 때문에다 탑질 촉질 대라 때문에 용기가 많이.
And then another cause of our mental problem is argument, fighting, quarreling, in the society.
Then that the camel the say the chedula caribom loho yang loho yang na tab the music gigs. Loho yang se de candidacy na loho chembo ligi 坚决党青年党把这老生那样地了水土的，南美这里把当土的，等那南美这里下土吧，得了出度假了呢，把度假嘛了，出年把些呢，新年些呢，把嘛些，这呢，等那南美这里下土的，得这个些落后全部是过来，第落后的人呢，等那他这当出去的也新的那用。 신도네 때문에 방금 총총 차게요. 대인당 때문에 네기 강에서야 되겠다. 로고 좀.
So for that remedy or antidote of having lots of fighting, argument to each other, the fifth line here, Mipham Rinpoche said, Loko yangna, I translated this literally, it means if your mind is spacious. Right? Spacious, does that make sense? Which actually mean to be brave, courageous. No matter what happens to you, you can bear it, the situation. You don't react right away, with a small problem like that. So, but in Tibetan, is young has a spacious. So I just said, if your mind is spacious, because Tibetan Loko Yangna, which means with broad heart or broad view, or there's also word, English word, but I don't know how to put it in the sentence, but word is like magnanimity, magnanimity? Yeah, this also have the same meaning, magnanimity, but I don't know how to use that in sentence. So I just say, if your mind is spacious, because that's the Tibetan word, Loko Yangna, means if, na means if, yang is spacious, and loko is the loko has inner part of your mind, literally speaking, but in English you just say mind. So if your mind is spacious, you will be comfortable and there will be less fighting and argument. Therefore, what he's basically saying is, don't react right away with a little problem, but try to be patient with the situation around you, and then try to bear no matter what kind of situation you are facing, and deal with the most positive way. And that's what if your mind is spacious, loho yang here means. Then there will be less problem, less fighting, less argument. And when there is no argument or fighting, then you will be very comfortable.
생기 메디르기 강연 도멜 데가레지나 대기 네발라 때문에 근데 대기 영화의 지도라 탑실라 가래고를 때문에 시엔라 강펜 펜강 투투 때문에 다 칸에 계셔서 시엔라 펜데게 되다 영화이 좀이 영화이 저저는 때문에 시엔라 펜데게 저저는 다 강다를 시엔라 펜다나 때문에 랑게 되게
And then the sixth line, Mipham Rinpoche is saying that the real cause of one's unhappiness is to have others. He said, if you do whatever is beneficial for others, you will be happy. And this is a root text. And then that means if you do everything with positive way, your mental thinking, and then physical, and with your speech, which you think is beneficial for others, then that will naturally cause your unhappiness. Then you will always be happy. Therefore, try to do whatever is beneficial for others all the time.
대고 기부 용 참마 되네 디게 대화지기 거래 세디가 대고 기부지 용나 삼마 세치마가 대고 기부지 용나 삼긴 참마 내디 삼긴 디데게 마디 미리니 메바게 대나 세디가 되게 분노서가 세치마가 되게 분노서가 고나 되네 가르지고 그러나 그러면 그좀 숨나 되는 대방이 되지.
So until here, the previous 6 line is a general advice for everyone, whether you believe in any religions or not. You don't have to be Buddhist to take this advice. You don't have to believe in next life to take this advice. This is a general advice for everyone to have a peaceful and happy life in this very much life. And the next 2 lines is a very specific Buddhist advice. And then now he said, based on believing also next life. He said, if you want to be happy in this life and next life as well, then the main primary cause is to have devotion and faith in 3 jewels. Or Triratna, that's easy for me. Sanskrit word, jewel, 3 jewels, which are Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. So he said, if you have faith in Triratna, everything will be excellent for you in both this and future lives. That's his main, the translation of his own word. So which means, if you have full confidence and devotion in Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, then there will be no problem for you at all in this life and in all the future lives until you become Buddha. That's the ultimate destination or ultimate goal of Buddhist practitioner. So this is a particularly advice for the Buddhist people.
미개와나 동el 중나야 랑길레 미개와가 때문에 중디요래 대인들 다 말한 속에 때문에 대외기 주 가래 있는 tum미시 미개외기 주 가래 있는 빵미시 대외기 주 개와 tum미시 동el기 주 미개와의 빵식이요 말에 대람 땡긴디 때문에 대외기 주 개와 두개는 동일기 주 미교 방에게 람두개디 담마만 되어서 때문에 타고
So if you wonder how can we be happy in this life and in the next future life to come by having faith or devotion in Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, then answer is that from the Buddhist point of view again, everything is called the interdependent nature, which without a cause there cannot be any result, and then the cause never produce accidentally a different result. Therefore, this is kind of very natural law from the Buddhist point of view. If you produce a cause that can result happiness, then you will definitely have that result. If you accumulated a cause that will produce or result suffering, then you will definitely have the suffering because it doesn't matter whether you believe in that way or not. This works for everyone and in same way, because this is what we call the natural law of karma. Therefore, as a samsaric being, we don't really know which cause ultimate happiness and which cause ultimate suffering, because they're so confusing. Everything is so confusing to us. Therefore, having confidence, having faith means to have confidence in Buddha, because Buddha is the one who can teach us which cause produce which result in the right way. And then if we have trust in him, then follow what he taught, then we will be following the right way of for the right course. We will be accumulating the right course for right result. Therefore, this is the reason why we say if we have faith is also because in Tibetan we have Deba. Deba has three different again, but usually Deba is translated as faith. But one of the most important is we say the confidence. Deba, one of. So here mainly means to have full confidence or full trust. So if you have full trust in Triratna, then you will be perfect this life and next life. And that's the reason why, because he can teach us the right path, which produce the which cause produce which result.
다 제가 담아디 소남 촉삭제나 삼바도 다 동면상 강에 생기 동면상 강에 미대와 그 강을 좀 그랬잖아. 300이 되는데 좀 때는 텔라 때문에 좀 때문에 양 카시 미카시 내가 총총 직제나 양 300이 되는 방식이 된 전부 두변된다. 미카시 강에 거대 잡나 양 300이 된 좀 메토로 더 통도 될 메토로 이 강을 좀 그랬잖아. 소남게 초사바다 마사바다 되는 준비. 대인들 이제는 강을 충중지게 300이 된 친구를 내려고 두거나 가르쳐거나 소남게 초사.
And the last line, which is the eighth here, Mipham Rinpoche is saying, if you accumulate merit, your wishes will be accomplished. So we can see in many different societies, same thing can be accomplished by someone very easily, and then it cannot be accomplished no matter how much effort someone put in it. And the different way it made is again, of course, from the Buddhist point of view, then it depends on how much merit he has accumulated in his previous lives. Therefore, if you have accumulated enough merit, then anything can be easily accomplished for you. And then if you have not accumulated enough merit to accomplish these kind of things, then no matter how much effort you put, there will be always some obstacles, some impediment, and so forth. That's the different way. Why same thing can be accomplished so easily by some people, and then it is so difficult for others to accomplish that. And then from Buddhist point of view, we say whether that particular person have enough merit or not accumulated in his previous life, his or her. Therefore, now the last one, he says, if you accumulate merit, your wishes will be accomplished. Therefore, again, if you want to accomplish your good wishes to benefit others and oneself, then the primary unmistaken cause is to accumulate merit.
나한테 다 말하고 내 당호가 그래서 이유나 때문에 다가 강연 가rel라 때문에 강연 준비도 때문에 다가 있는 얘기냐 뭐 때문에 가를 공부도 말로 다이 강연 조 소소로 조 강연 가는 준비도 이 공부도
So of course, every individual is different from each other. Therefore, it doesn't necessarily mean that all of we are going through all of this problem, right? Therefore, you yourself can check which problem you are going through, then which antidote you should be practicing out of these 8 lines. So therefore, you can see what problem you are going through, and you can take that advice from this line and try to put in practice. And that will help you.
로마니 뭐 양용이 된 최선 배지만도 좀 또 보이나. 강연장 때문에 준비가 되고 가브에 때문에 상계 준비입니다. 치위 담만이 치위 담만이 사부 담만이 대비 담만이 도를 담만이 동대가 다시 순서를 때문에 대조를 담는 다 최단지 때문에 때문에 그걸로 돈 삼로당 분만 때문에
So that was a general advice from for beginner or general public. But somehow, if you are an advanced Buddhist practitioner, then there are plenty of methods that you can use to pacify your mental problem. For example, the four kind of stream of the impermanence that Buddha taught. Buddha says the end of being born is death, and the end of meeting is parting, and then the end of accumulating is exhaustion, right? Finishing, exhaustion, right? And then the another one, he says, at the end of building up is falling down. So these are the very natural law. No one can do anything to stop them from functioning. Therefore, you can think the futility of being worried about those things because there's nothing we can do. So you can again thinking all this wonderful advice of Buddha. If you are advanced Buddhist practitioner, then you can specify any problem, mental problem that you may be facing.
양갑이 얘네 강연당 동을 준비 하고 상주 정도 하고 이제 담는 다고 근데 대화 중간이나요 땡도 대화 중간이나 공부에 얘네 다 뭐는 거지 땡도 동을 준비나 용도에 얘네 근데 대화 남제장이다 봐도 분명 남제장이다 봐도 발의 중간이나 함께 공부하다가 신경하고 다가도 이쪽으로 상관없는 문제
So generally speaking, again, for general Buddhist practitioner, to think about impermanence or impermanent nature of all phenomena, including our body, is very helpful, because Buddha said everything that is composite or that is conditioned is impermanent. Therefore, in samsara, no matter what kind of situation you are going through right now, is in the nature of change. Even you are going through the highest happiness, but it's not something to be attached to, because the very nature of it is impermanence. It can be changed anytime into suffering. And then again, same thing with the suffering. If you are going through a tremendous suffering right now, there is no much for you to worry about it, because it can be changed again right away into something positive. Therefore, generally, if you think the impermanent nature of phenomena, including our feeling, emotion, our own body, then that will help you not to be overwhelmed by a temporary emotion, and then you'll be free from any mental problem, mental suffering. And if you are a little more advanced practitioner again, then the more effective remedy of pacifying any problem, whether it's physical or mental, would be thinking about the empty nature. Because Buddha said, all dharma, Tibetan word is chö, which is the translation of dharma in Sanskrit, but only English term we can use is phenomena. So again, phenomena, I don't know what is the definition in English itself, but it is being used as a translation of Chö or dharma, which means anything that can be apprehended, anything that can be known by us is called dharma. So all the phenomena, usually example is we say from the form to the omniscient. Anyway, any kind of dharma, all dharma, chö tamji means all dharma, all phenomena are all when I say all, I should say are, right? Are or is. I'm thinking
Yes.
about it. Is, right? Okay. Okay. All dharma is emptiness and selflessness. So, besides their being impermanent, from the ultimate point of view, they are emptiness and selflessness. Therefore, there is no one who is going under suffering. There is no one who is enjoying happiness. And there is no happiness itself which can be enjoyed by us, and so forth. Everything emptiness. So this is for the higher advanced practitioner. So if you are at that level, then again, whenever you face some unfavorable situation which you don't want to face, then you can think about the empty nature of all phenomena, selflessness nature of all phenomena, and that will definitely help you to pacify your problem. So I think I'm going to stop here tonight, and we still have, according to our schedule, we still have 20 more minutes, and I will leave that for if there's any questions from the audience.
Can Khenpo speak about how people could start a meditation practice, a good beginning way for people who've never meditated?
검세디 기상 가르치기 그랬잖아. 그다음에 쌤 다 담당하고 동해당 강해당 미대와 단지 남도 기술 대인들 쌤이 남도 기제도 마다와 그다음에 강도 남도 넘버 맞춰 내게 탑시 제시 중요하다.
So when we say meditation, what that really means is to be mindful and to have awareness to recognize our conceptual thought. Because all the problems that we are facing unnecessary are caused by our conceptual thought. Therefore, usually our mind is always running after our conceptual thought, and that causes all the problem. Therefore, in order to pacify and then to calm down all this unnecessary conceptual thought that causes all the problem, then we do meditation with mindfulness and awareness. And this is what meditation in general means.
니지기 책임마지기 말하는 책임님바지라고나 다비 남도 강양마지 야고는 두고 강양 남도마지 다당 남매지는 샤나 남도 매바지 샤나 근데 되게 강양 되기요 말이 동해 강양 되기.
For example, if someone speak you very harsh word which you don't want to hear, then usually we follow that word and cause us a problem in our mind. But as a practitioner, if you don't care and just leave it there, if you don't follow, if you don't judge or analyze the word which has been spoken to you, which you don't want to hear, if you don't follow, just leave it here, then it doesn't cause any problem.
얘네 강연지 강의속에 남도기 강의속에 그랬잖아. 미디기 책임마지 미님마지 라베제가 거기 카타나에 말했던 내지가 거기 들으에 말했던 내지가 거기 말은 된데게 시 미님마지 시에서 삼백이 남도기 뭔가지 소용데 얘네 다 미디어와 강연지 뭔가지 소용 남도기 되겠어.
if you follow the word that was spoken to you, which you don't want to hear, what is the opposite of sweet? Sweet word and unsweet? No.
Bitter.
Bitter word. That's it. Yeah. Minyamba means the opposite of sweet. So which you don't want to hear anyway. Then if you follow, then it just keeps come to your mind again and again. Oh, yesterday that person told me in this way. How come he told that, or he told me that way? And then tomorrow also you will think, oh, yesterday, this person talked to me in that way. How come he or she talked to me? And then this causes all the problem to you unceasingly. Therefore, if you don't care, then that's it. That's gone already. That's how you can see your own conceptual thought create more problem than it has to be.
남도의 답 지역이 답시
So basically, the meaning of the meditation is to pacify our conceptual thought. Yes.
Khenpo, so sometimes when you're suffering a lot, you're in a cycle of suffering, we call those obsessive thoughts. They're very, very hard to break. Even, spending a lot of time on meditation or, also trying to realize the impermanence, whatever it is that happened, the emptiness. But sometimes they're very powerful, they're very strong. So is there a good antidote for what we call obsessive thoughts that won't let go very easily?
남도 흉청보다 똥이고 메다부검는 드네펜시라 토마 ting게 다른 남도 흉청보다 레다마 ting게 렘두스 삼성 아딜라 미세기 내년보 된단 해버리게 여러됐어.
근데 와서 다 건tom만이 건지미에버도 건지 여고 얘나도 이게 좀 메도가 요 말에 이메다 이 동만이 건지가 다 데라 직제나 랑기 레라 상관없어요. 다 겨왕마라 랑기 밀을 두고 되는 제발을 좀 당가 미기도 되는 제기를 can be some
So actually, there is no strong enough thought that cannot be remitted by the view of emptiness. The problem with us is even we have the understanding of emptiness, we are not really habituated enough to be strong enough to remedy this kind of strong feeling. Therefore, the another alternative remedy might be better if you think about the karma now. If karma, then you just think whatever problem you are going through, you just accept as your karma and try to deal in the most positive way, and that might help you more. Then again, if you really able to apply emptiness, then there is no thought that cannot be pacified by empty. As I said earlier, of course we all know ultimately everything is emptiness, but we are not at that level yet. We are not strong enough. We don't have enough realization of emptiness. Therefore, even we know, but we don't really full confidence or something like that. I don't know the word here, but anyway, then if it doesn't work by applying emptiness, then think about the karma that might be helpful for you. And then if the problem is caused by anyone else, then you just think that person is causing you because of your own karma, and also that person is not intentionally causing the problem, but he or she is also under the power of klesha causing this and this kind of things. There are so many options that you can think of. So this will be one of the best for you. Yes.
남들께도 반대께 버리나 나가라디 두면당 강한 영반하신 디는 지진이 담다는 생긴 뭐 당하고 두고 디너진 용도 가져다 같아요. 이 탐지기 두면당 강한 탐지자 되는 예 두면당 강한 되게 고쳐오죠. 되게 고쳐가 이제 담대기다 담아던가 지금 보면 이 강한 남게
And
지금 담지기다 그런 게 강한 되게 신선한 담지 강한 세월쇼
And then again, if you are advanced, right? Advanced is high level, right? Advanced practitioner, Buddhist practitioner, then another way of dealing with suffering is take the suffering as your path, on your spiritual path, which means whenever you are facing any kind of suffering, then you wish and then take as an advantage of having this suffering, thinking that by having this suffering, may all the other sentient beings be free from this kind of suffering, and may I also be free from the causes of this suffering that I have accumulated in the past, and then may everyone be happy, and may no one need to go under this suffering because I'm going through this suffering right now, and that will be a very good practice actually. Yes, we have.
I think he just answered my question, but I'm gonna ask it anyways. So earlier, we talked about when you have a wish, if you have good karma, it will come through, and if you do not have the karma for it, it will not happen. And that if you continuously have a problem, then that's something you need to focus on. I don't remember what you said. There was a part. So taking that thought, if a person was continuously having a particular problem that came up in their life, having nothing to do with what they have done, like they didn't talk badly to anyone or nothing like that, it's just circumstances. How would you take that into focusing on that area? Is my question making sense?
I think yeah.
Okay.
근데 소소히 파악한 제시하면은 미세나는 짱에 같이 도나 도통 칸통에 집어 지형 양계 되나 되는 컨디션에 동네 저 그랬을까 같이 세답지네 띠강에 양계 되나 깨원 디나 띠강에 사고가 유자는 맞아 그냥 같이 된다 맞아 미치고 파도고 다 많이 저도 두고 지니 이제 다 되는 뭐 배치도 잘 맞다지도 그러나 깨원들은 파 강에 체도 비마사나야 되는 경우에 같이 도는 도 맞고 양계 태드나 뒤가 컨디션에 동네 저 그랬을까
이 대지 셰바나다 대왕함의 길에 경험을 내면은 영화를 때는 사람은 말하는 모두 중요해요. 디나진 랑라 두고 중요해요. 되게 레비는 더 송화를 맞고 때문에 방도 레고 넘어서 중요해요. 대화 있나요? 중요한 넘어서 되고 대화 중요해요. 되는데 다 대라 때문에 네 경험하기 내 탐지 대링이 가면 미기 세트로쇼 그 말한 자들이 약속.
Yes, as I said earlier, of course, from the Buddhist point of view, then everything depends on your own karma. For example, without planting a seed of flower, you can never expect a flower as a result. So in order for you to have a flower as a result, then you have to have all the cause for that and condition come together, then you have the flower as a result. Same thing, whether happiness and suffering, some people don't have to put any effort, they naturally have all the comfort, all the happiness and so forth, and that we believe they have accumulated the merit. It doesn't necessarily have to be in this particular life or the early part of this life, because the Buddhists believe the previous life and next life and this are many lives until you become a Buddha, you will have continuous life. Therefore, any one of your previous life must have accumulated the cause for that situation, whether you are going through happiness or suffering. If you have not done anything wrong or good in this particular life to have that result of suffering or happiness, whatever that may be, then if you are going through a suffering that you don't remember you have accumulated any cause for that in this life, that means if you are a Buddhist practice, then you should accept as your result, your previous I would say one of, because we would have many previous life from the Buddhist point of view. And then you should make aspiration that may I be free of all the negative karma because of going through this particular suffering, and you just face that, because there's no if there's no other option to solve that problem, then this is the best way. Then that way you can also purify your bad karma. We have 7 more minutes. I don't mind if you have no question. Please don't feel obligated to ask. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Anyone back there who has a question?
Okay, now it seems there is no question. Khenpo said we will do little meditation. So just do whatever meditation technique you know, because we don't know every one of you in person, so we don't know which technique you know, which technique you need. You might be very high level meditation meditator, or you might be just beginner. So whatever technique you know, use that, and then I will keep the time. So in total we have 6 minutes. So I'm going to with Khenpo's permission, I'm going to keep 3 minutes for this meditation. Then we will keep 3 minutes free if in case anyone have question after meditation. Okay. Do good meditation. Don't look at me. I have to look at the watch, huh? So don't follow me. Wake up, time up. Okay, we have 2 minutes now. If anybody has any questions. I thought of setting alarm after I said I have to look at the watch. So I also did meditation. Now we have 2 minutes. It's 8:28. Anyone has any questions? If not, as I said earlier, since this is the first time or to make auspicious, we do a long night prayer of His Holiness and dedication and auspicious prayer at the end. Okay? Okay, I'm going to do that. If you know, join me. If you don't know, it's also okay. Oi, jagun, ninja, karma, oi, jagun, ninja, karma, jagun, denso, wangul, karma, ba, organ, randa, tele, jabden, so, non, de, ye, tamjen, sekbai, pomne, nyebe, rana, tamjen, kega, hashi, pala, chobai, Sebe zole zhukun yun zhuk jambal bawo jidra khenpo gundo sangpo tenyan teshin ten teta wenke jesan dalo dewa deda tabje rabdo mo sangye kusum yebe shela zan shunye meje debe shela gende meje debe shela Jida moa mola rubara yo tuji de jala jala tene pa karamaya pa de tepe yembo shoda kunja jaujen gemeji tawa rampe bebe traji shu. Okay, this is now 8:30.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good night. Good night.
See you tomorrow.
I have missed one word in that translation. You have posted in the written not yet, right?
We printed, but I haven't posted yet.
Okay, I will send you later.
Okay,
I forgot
okay.
to put the relative. It is a word in Tibetan, it's a relative. I will send you.
Okay,
again. Okay.
no, we'll fix it. Yep.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening.